All right, let's have some fun on a Throwback Thursday. Rocking my Altoona Curve T-shirt from 1999, the inaugural season. I got my 20-year Curve book here. These are still available, by the way. I'm only charging $3 for them if you want to buy one. But Jason Dambach with me. I thought we'd have some fun with this on a Throwback Thursday. Our favorite Curve memories here, real quick, because JD started with the Curve in '99. We overlapped for a lot of years. What's your favorite Curve memory, man?
Well, having worked in the front office, my mind automatically goes to the big crowds, the moments where, we worked really hard to, put a promotion together. I don't want to get political here. This is a very apolitical thing I'm going to say, but in fact, this probably goes back to the time when it didn't matter what political party somebody belonged to. It was just a cool event. And it was when Dick Cheney, the sitting vice president of the United States of America, came to Blair County Ballpark, as it was called then, 4th of July, 2004. And he threw out a first pitch. And I still remember, Cory, this was the coolest thing. I used to broadcast with Rob Egan, and I was doing the middle innings on the radio. And this lady came into the booth and I was on the air, and she taps me on the shoulder, and I got annoyed, of course, because I'm broadcasting the game. And she says, "Do you want him to come in?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I wasn't even sure who she meant. Well, who walks in by himself and sits down other than Dick Cheney?
Wow.
And the worst part is, or maybe the best part, the count was 1 ball, 2 strikes, and there were 2 outs in the inning.
Oh, no.
And, as you know, you never start a story, you never start a conversation with 2 outs. And thankfully, whoever the batter was fouled off like 8 pitches, got on base, another batter got to come up. So I got to have a 5-minute one-on-one interview with the sitting vice president of the United States of America, which was really cool. Lifetime memory. I've told my wife and I'll tell my kids someday about how cool that moment was.
That is sensational. I have never heard that story. In all these years, you have never told me that story. That is great. I'll go with the baseball part. These couple of guys here, this dude here, Adam Heisdu, everybody knows him and his story. Mr. Altoona, Mr. Curve, just a phenomenal story coming down Altoona and getting to the big leagues. But really, this dude here is, quite frankly, maybe the more interesting story to me. That's Brad Eldred.
Big country.
Who hit 30 home runs in 60 games for the Curve, and in August of 2004 drove in 50 runs. And that only was possible because Josh Bonifay broke his hand. Josh Bonifay was the first baseman. This legend of Brad Eldred, big country, 50 which we think is the most RBIs by a minor league player in a single month ever. Now, unfortunately, they don't keep that official statistic, but 50 RBIs in 1 month in August 2004, 30 home runs in 60 games is the most home runs ever hit at this level by somebody in that short amount of games. So those are my favorite memories, JD. Heisdu and Eldred, we have gotten to see, there have been 175 plus guys go on to the big leagues from the Curve. But the Heisdu and Eldred stories, they are specific, singular to Altoona that we can call our own. And I mean, we will never see anything else like those two guys.
Brad Eldred and Adam Heisdu was a great, cool story. The team was in its first year. He came back for the second year, but you have to remember he was a 28-year-old guy. I mean, he was a failed first-round pick, had been in a couple different organizations, so he was, a veteran player. Didn't belong really at Double-A. The Pittsburgh Pirates threw a bone to this new franchise in Altoona by signing this guy and letting him play there. But Brad Eldred was a legitimate prospect. He was coming up through the minor leagues. He was 24 years old. And you mentioned the 50 RBI in 1 month. You and I think, did the research back then, and it hadn't been done in the major leagues since Joe DiMaggio in the 1940s or 50s.
DiMaggio and Hack Wilson both did, I think, 53 is the major league record. But we never uncovered a minor leaguer with 50.
No, not at all. So that was special to watch. And if you remember, the Pirates, I don't know if they threw a bone to Altoona again in 2005, they brought him back to start the year. He hits like 11 home runs in 20 games, and they said, okay, enough of this. we need to get him up. And I'll say this, Cory, you know, you and I have followed the Pirates for a long, long time and have seen them make a lot of mistakes. I think the worst thing that they ever did, of many, was not providing that first base opening day job the following year, 2006, to Brad Eldred. Because remember, he came up, made his debut in 05, and if I'm not mistaken, they signed Sean Casey to play first base instead of Eldred. Eldred goes back to the minors, gets hurt, and never really was the same ever again. He did go to Japan and make a lot of money.
Now, by the way, Brad Eldred went to Japan, made millions of dollars, hit more than 400 home runs in his career, minor leagues, major leagues, and Japan. Him and Mike Hessman are really the Crash Davises of real life minor league baseball over time. JD, I appreciate it, man. This was a good Throwback Thursday. Thanks for the stories.
Sounds good.